All right, so today we're going to dive into something really special. It's a short but incredibly profound text known as The Opening. And it's basically a guide to connection for finding your way back when you feel a little lost.
Have you ever had that feeling like you just need to hit a reset button on life? You feel a little lost, maybe overwhelmed, and you just wish you had a clear direction. It's such a universal feeling, right? Well, it turns out there's an ancient tool designed for exactly that moment.
What we're talking about here is Surah Al-Fatiha. Now, yeah, it's a foundational religious text, but its wisdom, it's so practical. You can really see it as this amazing tool for reconnection. It's like a spiritual reset button that's there for anyone, anytime you need to find some clarity.
And what's so interesting is that this chapter, which is just 7 short verses, is often called the essence of the book. Think about that. It's seen as a complete roadmap for our relationship with the divine, all packed into just a few powerful lines. So how does a roadmap like this even work? Well, the cool thing is, it's not a lecture. It's not just talking at you. It's structured as a direct dialogue, a real conversation. Let's kind of break down how that conversation is put together. And this is what's really remarkable. This entire framework for connection, for finding your way back when you're lost, it's all in just 7 verses. 7! All that guidance, all that meaning, packed into this tiny, compact form. It's pretty amazing.
Okay, so the dialogue itself unfolds in 3 really clear parts. First, there's praise, an act of gratitude. Then it moves into a powerful declaration of your intention. And finally, it ends with a sincere petition, which is really a request for help. And there's some deep psychology going on here, right? Starting with gratitude. It completely frames the whole interaction. It shifts your mindset from what you don't have to what you do have before you even ask for a single thing.
All right, let's zoom in a bit. What's actually being said in this conversation? What are these 3 steps, praise, declaration, and petition? What do they really mean?
So the whole thing kicks off from a place of hope. Before you ask for anything, it sets up this perspective of gratitude. You're acknowledging a universal creator, one that is defined first and foremost by mercy and compassion. That's the starting point.
Then you get to what is really the heart of the whole thing. It's this powerful declaration of focus. It's all about cutting through the noise of daily life, all the distractions, and just stating a really clear intention, that you are turning to one single true source for your purpose and for your help.
And then, finally, after you've set the stage with gratitude and focus, then comes the request. And it's not for, stuff. It's not for material things. It's for something way more valuable, guidance, a clear direction forward, what it calls the straight path.
Now, this idea of a straight path is so meaningful, but the big question is, how does this ancient wisdom actually apply to our crazy, busy modern lives? Let's explore how this whole structure gives us some really practical, accessible lessons for anyone who's just trying to live a more intentional life.
So lesson number 1 is all about perspective. When you start with gratitude, just like the text does, you can trigger this huge psychological shift. It actually trains your brain to stop focusing on what you're missing and instead to see the abundance that's already all around you.
Okay, lesson number 2, intentionality. That big declaration, you alone we seek help from, think of it like mental decluttering. It's a powerful reminder to free yourself from being a slave to what other people think, or to your own ego, or just that constant anxiety of needing more.
And the third lesson is about needing a compass. I mean, we're all trying to navigate these complicated paths in life, right? This teaches us that being a seeker, that actively asking for guidance, that's not a weakness, no way. In fact, it's a fundamental sign of strength.
So this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually start using this compass, like right now? Well, the source material gives us 2 really simple, concrete steps you can take today.
First up, start with why. Before you do basically anything, start a project at work, sit down for a meal, have a conversation, just pause, take like 3 seconds. Acknowledge the source of your ability to even do that thing, and then set a positive intention for it. It totally reframes the entire activity. It's a game changer.
Okay, action number 2. Audit your influences. And this is a big one. Who are the people you look up to? Whose voices are you really listening to day in and day out? You've got to ask yourself, are they guiding you toward a better path?
And this brings us to a really crucial choice. Are your role models on what you could call a path of grace? People who operate from kindness and wisdom, who lift others up? Or
are they on those other paths, fueled by anger and confusion, spreading negativity? The text is super clear on this. You have to choose your mentors wisely, because their path, it's going to influence yours. No doubt about it.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's simple, but it's deep. Just think of this little 7-verse chapter as your own personal reset button. It's always there, it's always available, anytime you feel like you've kind of lost your signal. You know, the source material just says it perfectly. No matter how lost we feel, we can always find our way back. And that path to reconnection, it comes down to 2 things: gratitude for what you have, and a really sincere, humble request for the right direction. And that leaves us with one last thought to chew on. This straight path, it's different for every single one of us. It's your unique journey. So maybe just take a second and ask yourself, where in my life do I need the most guidance today?